Hello out there, legal warriors. Can you be charged with a crime for using pepper spray? For using pepper spray to defend yourself? Well, you might be surprised by that answer. So if you're interested in this area of the law, or you carry pepper spray to defend yourself, stay tuned because this is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear, and I've been defending people charged with crimes for more than 20 years, and that's all throughout Washington State. I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public, so if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people will get the help they need. Now let's just jump right into it. A lot of people carry pepper spray, and when I thought about making this video, I talked to my staff, and one of my own paralegals just pulled out pepper spray right from her purse. It should be okay, is what we all think, no problem, to use pepper spray to defend ourselves. It's non-lethal, the police use it, and it's widely available, right? And a lot of people watching this video may have pepper spray or have their loved ones that do. And so why am I making this video? Because I've seen a lot of police reports lately where people are either being investigated for crimes or even charged with crimes for using pepper spray, apparently in a way the police don't like. And what is pepper spray? Well, I'm no expert, but I think of it as a tube, maybe a liquid tube that's got a high capsaicin type pressurized liquid or mist that disables someone, that makes their eyes red and disables them. It's non-lethal. It's really meant to be a defensive measure. It's one of the lower levels of force used by law enforcement, and it's allowed in Washington State, at least, for the public to carry that. And so what are the factors we need to be worried about if we are in a situation where we think we need to use this pepper spray to defend ourselves? How can we do it in a way, and how can we talk about it later to minimize the chances of us having problems with law enforcement? Because let's think about it. If we're using pepper spray, we were probably, in our minds, in an emergency situation. We're probably afraid. We're afraid we're going to be assaulted or worse, and we're trying to get out of that situation. So what you have to know about in Washington State is if we were to use pepper spray against someone without a valid reason, without sort of a self-defense reason, that could be considered and will be considered an assault. Assault in Washington State is any unwanted touching, including by something that you spray or throw, spit even. That is assault. And depending on what happens to the victim of the assault, depends on the level of assault. If it's, how serious the charge is. Assault in the 4th degree is any unwanted touching, no injuries, stuff like that. Assault in the 3rd degree is a felony, and that is like negligent infliction of bodily harm in a pepper spray situation. There's a whole bunch of different other ways. And assault in the 2nd degree, even a higher level felony, which is a strike offense, 3 strikes and you go to prison for life, believe it or not. Assault in the 2nd degree is basically substantial bodily harm being inflicted. And those definitions are in the law, and sort of the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. A police officer thinking that someone used pepper spray for an unjustified reason could choose to arrest or refer for assault 4, assault 3, or even assault 2. I've seen all of those, believe it or not. I've seen all of those fairly recently. So what do you have to think about? Well, again, technically using pepper spray is an assault, but there's defenses to assault. And so self-defense. So if an officer believes that somebody acted in self-defense, they're probably not going to think about that use of pepper spray as an assault, are they? So what do we have to worry about? Well, we use the pepper spray. We only want to be using that from a legal standpoint if we're really subject to imminent assault or something's actually going on. Not if we just use it because we're scared. That might be a good idea still to do, but if we describe it that way, we're going to have some more problems with law enforcement. So in general, self-defense in Washington State is we're allowed to defend ourselves against attack, but our defense use of force has to be proportional to the use of force against us. So if someone's pushing us outside of our home, at least, we probably can't shoot them in the head, right? And if someone is just cursing us, maybe we're not allowed, according to the police, to use pepper spray to just get them away from us. And so it's going to depend on the officer. So if you're in a situation where you've had to use pepper spray and you've called the police because you're scared, I mean, you rightfully use the pepper spray and you're scared, or the police get involved, it's going to be really important that the way you put it to the police makes it look like you just weren't mad and getting even with someone, right? It wasn't a relative that wasn't behaving, so you sprayed them to get the heck out of your room or your car or whatnot. You want to make it very clear to law enforcement that I only use this because I was literally being attacked, pushed, shoved like this, something that was, it needs to be true, but something that justifies your use of that type of force, because it is a use of force. So an example where it might be justified in the officer's mind is someone's trying to get into your car, right? That's someone's trying to get in your car, and it's clear that you have reasons to believe they wish you harm. Well, that car is sort of attached to you, so you get a little more leeway there to keep them from entering your property, in my opinion, right? This is just information, not legal advice, but in my opinion, you usually get a little more leeway there, a little more leeway if someone's trying to get into your home, a little less leeway if you're in a bar or something, right? Police are going to come and look at, what was the reason that the pepper spray was used, and also what happened to the person that the pepper spray was used on, right? If they fell and cracked open their head and now they have a fractured skull, we've got more problems, right? Because there's more injury that was created by our use of force, even though we know it was justified, the more scrutiny that's going to be put on the person using the force, or the pepper spray in this case. So if you never get to tell your side of the story to the police, and you hear the police are involved, then it's definitely time to get a hold of an attorney so they can think about whether or not you need to put out your side of the story or not to the police. It's generally not a great idea to do that on your own, but oftentimes these are situations between people who don't know each other, the use of that type of pepper spray, and believe it or not, the original aggressor, the one who caused the suspect, in this case, who used the pepper spray to use the pepper spray, is often the one who then calls the police, right? They then call the police because they're, they can't see, and they've got, red in their eyes, and they can't believe they've been attacked in that way. And so it's very common for people in the defense bar to see a situation where there's an aggressor, the person defends themselves in the way they think best with pepper spray, and then it's the aggressor who calls the police. So something to be aware of. What I typically will try to do in these situations is really work with the client to go through exactly how they were feeling, exactly what it is in their background that made them feel that way, and exactly what is it in the relationship between the person who was pepper sprayed and the user of the pepper spray that caused such fear of imminent harm to the person using the pepper spray. Again, we want to show they were actually being physically attacked, or we had a reasonable fear of imminent harm, and the harm was commensurate or proportional to the amount of force that we used. And we want to show that we used the minimal amount of force to protect ourselves, and therefore our action would be legal. So there's lots of other permutations. I've seen all types of cases with pepper spray in drive-through lines, in different types of fast food restaurants where there's a fight about things. What we don't want to do is we don't want to portray ourselves as we got angry, so we pepper sprayed the son of a gun, right? If it appears that we use this non-lethal form of defense in an aggressive, unjustified manner, we're going to get arrested. We're going to get charged, and so we've got to be careful of what we say and how we say it, and when we, use this type of force. So I hope you found this video useful. If so, please like and please subscribe. And hey, if you're in this type of situation, you're worried about something that's happened, you think you might be charged with a crime, or even worse, you have been, feel free to give my office a call. Again, we've been defending people charged with crimes for more than 20 years. We'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.
you.